Good morning, everybody. So we are back at it again today with the last deck profile for BT4. I went undefeated with my locals with this deck going up against purple Melga. It was a green OTK matchup, and then it was yellow Mastamon. So I 2-0'd all of my opponents there, and then I also had a match with DevsUtopia. There's going to be a link to his channel down below. Great guy. We played in the first Bandai webcam tournament, and we've been sort of in contact since then. So you meet a bunch of great people in this community, and he's a great player as well. Features a bunch of rogue content on his channel, and so I actually played this in a rogue series matchup against his green deck. So, not going to spoil how that went, but definitely stay tuned on his channel and check that out whenever it comes out. But, yeah, we'll go ahead and get right into the deck profile, because this is Red Aldamon. Just for reference, I do think this deck can be good in BT5. It's just very fast, very aggressive, and it has a lot of good options for controlling the board. So I do think that this deck can succeed with the new set coming out next week. But, I mean, for you European players, you're going to be in set 4 for a little while, so might as well play something fun until it ends, right? But for my level 2s, these are the only 5 that actually do anything, because the rest are for, like, level 6s and 7s. But Digimon is actually good. Poromon comes up sometimes, but it's just the 5th egg. I do think 5 is necessary in this build because you are going to be speeding out pretty quickly. And you only really build the perfect stack in raising area if you want to make a big Aldamon play. But most of the time the opportunity just presents itself because the cards are so cheap to evolve into. But those are the 5 eggs. On to the level 3s, we got 4 Flamon because it's a hybrid and it's a searcher. We got 4 Agumon because this is a red deck and gaining power is good. I got 4 of this Biomon because it can help you gain memory whenever you wouldn't have it, and otherwise it's just a good rookie with a good deletion skill. This deck is a pseudo like Rookie Rush style deck, so you kind of want to evolve into these in the raising area and go and swing out so that you can evolve your Flamemon that you're hard playing into the Aldamon and stuff so that you always have hybrids in your sources. But I do really like the 4 BO in this deck. It actually does something sometimes. I have one of the promo Biomon. This never came up in any of the games that I've ever played. I just needed another rookie to play. So, here it is. I only played 2 Monodramon. I guess this could be a 3rd copy of Monodramon, realistically. But sometimes you want more draw power, so... But I do like having 2-drop vanillas in this deck. These are the vanillas that don't... Or these are the rookies that don't cost anything to evolve into. There are 15 of them here. I play 19 rookies in total. The other 4 are 4 copies of Otamamon. This card is very important. Being a 2 cost for a 5k is what makes, like, green necessary in Rookie Rush. And now red finally has a card that is like that, so... Playing 4 of this was an absolute must. If you have the red tie-in board, then this gets over, like, the blockers that are so good now. You know, the 1-cost 5Ks. Hitting 6K is a really important magic number in this current meta. But hitting above that is also key with the War Greymon and stuff running around. You're never going to hit that on your opponent's turn, but still, you're forcing your opponent to spend removal on a 2-cost vanilla. So, like... You're getting the value out of that exchange, in all honesty. This card adds to your aggression. I love playing it turn 1. And realistically, all these rookies except the promo Biomon have pulled their weight so far. Haven't really felt like I needed more 2-cost vanillas, because a lot of the times you're spending memory on options, or Tamers, or evolving up, or deleting their board. You know, the gist. On to the level 4s, we got 4 Aguni, because this is a hybrid deck, and this is the cheapest hybrid to evolve into. We have 3 copies of Burning Greymon, because this card acts as a kind of mini-boss monster. Whenever you get it up to... It gets up to 9k on your turn, which means if you use Atomic Inferno on this, it gets up to 12k and has security attack +1. So this is a good secondary Atomic Inferno target, and Atomic Inferno is half the reason this deck is as good as it is, in all honesty. So I think having the extra targets is key. Having extra hybrid Digimon is key, and this card is just really good. So I really like the 3 copies of Burning Greymon. Playing 7 hybrids, I feel like, is the right number for this kind of deck. On to the rest of the level 4s. I'm only playing 2 copies of Cordramon because this is not a defensive deck, but it's here in case you need it. It also helps, this and the Burning Greymon also kind of help you play around like Ultra S and Needhog, so that's another reason why they're in there. We have 4 copies of Security Greymon, and this is honestly one of the MVPs of the whole deck. So you're playing a lot of options that trigger Insecurity. You're playing these that trigger Insecurity. So you're a Rookie Rush deck that swings very fast, has Aldamon, swings even faster, and then if your opponent tries to out-tempo you or tries to match your tempo, you suddenly get value out of it. So I really, really like the Greymon in this deck. Having as many bombs in your security, so to speak, is, I feel, ideal in this deck. So those are the level 4s. On to the level 5s. There are only 4 of them, and they are only Aldamon. For those of you that don't know, if this card has a Tamer or a Hybrid Digimon under it, it gets to 11k on your turn, just a flat 4k buff, and then it also has Security Attack +1 all of the time. So even if you can't, like if you just evolve it on top of the Greymon, you know, it's still a 7k Security Attack +1. You can Atomic Inferno, make it a 10k Security Attack +2, and that's still very good. So Aldamon is just your primary win condition, in all honesty. But everything else, like the Rookie Rush aspect, is kind of a secondary win con, but you will use it a lot. Aldamon, if you get this card like turn 1 or 2, and you have like the Atomic Inferno in hand, you can basically just assume that you're gonna win that game. It's very nice. It's a card that your opponent has to deal with, and if they can't deal with it immediately, you just take the game away. And the best part is, while your opponent's trying to build up to a level 6 like War Greymon, you stop on 5 and get the exact same value. So it's one of those cards that just puts the tempo in your favor. If your opponent is matching you Evo for Evo, they have to go 1 higher than you to even get value, and by then you can get like 2 swings off of this with this guy. So provided you go first. If you went second, you still get a swing off, which feels very, very nice. I absolutely love Aldamon, and it's going to be a great card going forward because these cards are all solid, and Red doesn't get the most support in BT5, but it does get a couple of the white Tamers, and you get a couple other options, so it's worth looking into. Speaking of options, I play 4 copies of Atomic Inferno because this is what wins you the game with Aldamon. With Burning Greymon, you just target one of your Digimon that has Hybrid, it gets Security Attack +1, +3k, and then if your opponent blocks it, you go up 3 memory. So a lot of times, there are times that you can just Atomic Inferno, like your Burning Greymon, to make sure that it's going to hit over something, and then swing at the Digimon that you want to hit over, and if your opponent, your opponent is deterred away from blocking it, like they don't want to give you 3 memory in Red. They don't know what you're going to do, especially against a rogue deck like this. Giving a deck like this extra memory is scary if they can't play the information game. You're playing against War Greymon, you give them 3 memory, you know exactly what they're going to do on their next turn. If you're playing against this deck and you give it 3 memory, you have no idea what's going to hit you next. So, plus, just getting... There are times that I've actually, double Atomic Inferno'd Aldamon and made it a +1 billion Security Attack +3, and just blew through whole stacks. And it's nuts. Just, this is one of the best red options in the game, and it's exclusive to this deck, and that's fine, It's pretty specific. Also, if they hit it in Security, all of your Digimon get Security Attack +1. So that can just kind of end the game right there. Sure, you're swinging with rookies primarily, and a lot of them will die, but if they for some reason, anytime I swing with Biomon, it always lives. So, you know, I would happily give Biomon security attack +1, because then I'm just getting 2 free security with that tiny bird. So, I love this card. I wouldn't play any less than 4. I'm playing 2 copies of Trident Revolver, because it gets Tamers in play, and it deletes blockers, and it's just an all-round good card. It's just value. Like, especially, even if you're only playing, like, the 2-drop tie off of this card, you know, you're still playing 4 to delete a blocker, and then you have the tie set up for later. So it's like, it's just value. It's a 6 cost total. Like, you know, I said 4 cost because you're getting the tie in for free, and that's a 2 cost card. But I absolutely love the Trident Revolver, and combined with the 3 Gaia Force, you know, you're making it so that if they swing into security, they have to worry. Plus, this is your out against bigger cards. Like, if they go into a 13k body or higher and you don't have, like, an Aldamon and an Atomic Inferno, you can't really hit over it. So, this is nice. Gaia Force is Gaia Force. We are playing 5 Tamers. 3 of them are the red tie that I mentioned. Just gives all your dudes plus 1k. This can help in awkward situations. It also makes your Otamamon just beefy. It makes your Burning Greymon beefy. It makes your Aldamon beefier. Like, this card is nuts. Plus, when push comes to shove, it is a 2-cost vanilla rookie, because you can always evolve on top of it. And then the last 2 Tamers and the last 2 cards of the deck are 2 copies of Marcus. He punches things and makes sure that you start at 3 memory. And that's all he needs to do. So, the memory gain effect doesn't trigger with Burning Greymon. That's fine. It can trigger with this Security Greymon, but it's not going to happen often. The main thing about this card is setting yourself to 3 memory every turn. And most of the time, you're not paying the 4 memory cost. A lot of the times, I'll hold this in my hand until I draw a Trident Revolver. So, yeah, that's the deck, everybody. Gameplay of this will be on DevsUtopia's channel, and I'm going to try to get him on my channel for Rogue match of Series 5, since BT4 is coming to an end. So, yeah, make sure you check out DevsUtopia. There is a tournament that we are hosting through Choose Champs Games. It is going to be a Battle for Omni tournament. There's going to be Tournament Pack 1 on the line, you know, with the big Diaboromon. There's going to be boxes of BT5 on the line. Bunch of big names are entering it. Signups are going to be down below. So, thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.